What's up, everybody? Breezy here. We're back at it again. We're looking at gold. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's jump straight to it. And today is just not much, but just showing y'all how to scalp or how to take trades while scalping. One thing about scalping, you just in and out the markets, and that's one thing I like for sure, right? And everybody won't like it, but to those who really do, just give it a shot. Trust me, it's nothing complicated, it's not rocket science. But jumping straight to it, this is the trade I took on, I think it was yesterday, right? No, Tuesday we took trades. I'm sorry for that. Tuesday we took trades. And like, I just want to break it down to y'all, right? I just want y'all to understand because this is not hard. Trust me. Scalping or breakout trades is really not hard, right? So I'm just gonna show y'all what's up and do some few examples for you on past data. So yeah, let's just jump straight to it. So looking at this whole setup, right? So for me to take this setup, being honest with all of y'all, I really thought gold was gonna continue and break right here, right? I'm just gonna be honest with all of y'all. I really thought gold was gonna continue pushing to the upside right here, but eventually yesterday we had an event, right? And eventually gold really just started dropping. But again, I really noticed that gold really pushed up for days and weeks, and that's the reason why we had those like major drops, right? That was just the retest, right? The market retesting, and what they do, they just continue. So one thing about gold, whenever it starts a trend, it really tends to continue that trend for a minute, like for a long time. That's one thing I've realized, right? So for us to take this trade, it's not by us just getting into the market and doing what we want, right? For me to create this resistance line, and this resistance line resembles my breakout resistance, right? For example, the moment price breaks my support, matter of fact my resistance, I'm sorry for that, the moment price breaks my resistance, that's my entry. But that wouldn't be my entry rate, right? Because price can break out and fake out and just continue dropping for a minute. So that breakout, and then we had that retest. So whenever price breaks, we have to have that retest. So the perfect entry would be here. But in this case, as we are breaking out, and obviously our resistance breakout or our support breakout, it's the one that's guiding us in this case. What do I mean? The moment we break out, that's my first confirmation. That retest is my second confirmation, right? And that continuous is my third confirmation, knowing that, hey, price is really going my way. And don't be a chat zombie, set an alarm and do what you do, right? And then let take profit get hit, because the moment you stick to the screen, you're just gonna feel like price is not doing what you want. You're just gonna feel like the market ain't doing nothing, right? So it's better to set an alarm and like go through with your day while the market plays out, because you just sticking to the screen wanting it to turn blue, you know it's just gonna end up playing, and eventually you're gonna feel like it ain't doing nothing, and eventually just gonna end up closing or wiping your account, and that's not needed, right? So that's the reason, being a trader, you really have to train yourself or humble yourself in many ways, to a point where you know when to trade and know when not to trade. Because being a trader doesn't mean you have to trade anytime or every day. No, right? It's you choosing, because you won't just jump into the market. You have to visualize your day, know what's happening today. You have to know how much you're really targeting daily or weekly, right? And follow your plan, stick to the plan. All right, that's how it is. So the reason why I'm using past data, it's because I just want to show you some examples of breakouts, right? And again, we are on the 5 minute time frame. It's just breakouts, nothing difficult. No, let me just say it's not rocket science, right? So let me show you some few examples. you know so for example, right, I also see this one too. I also see this one too. For example, if like you were to take this trade, like just being honest, if you were to take this trade, right, it's nothing complicated, but obviously you would come with your line, and for this I use trend line, but I use them as my support and my resistance, right? So in this case we would use this resistance line, just to create that breakout base. And for me, I choose this wicks right here, right, and put it out just like that. I know, oh damn, my line is not straight at all. Does it matter? Yes, it does matter. Don't give your own mind some fragment, right? Everything has to be clean, everything has to be clear. Take your time, you're not in a rush, right? Not in a rush. I'm sorry for that. I can put my line straight and I don't know why. Oh, my hand is so tipsy, bro. It's happening. But anyway, yeah, that's how it is. So that's how we would take that breakout from there, right? And what do I mean by this? And if you pay close attention, you would see, right? So let me just put on my long position there, you know, that breakout, we're targeting that breakout, and obviously we target those highs, and tight stop loss. Because again, for me, it's all about defense, right? For me, it's all about defense. And those that know really know that's how it is, right? Not everybody is gonna like it, but it's all about defense for me, right? So this is how you take this beautiful 1 2 3 trade. As you all can see, it's just a beautiful 1 2 3 setup. Just a beautiful 1 2 3 setup, right? And if y'all pay close attention, let me use my arrow so that y'all can see everything. And if y'all pay close attention, right, y'all will see that I just didn't create this resistance line out of nowhere, or I just didn't create it by guessing, right? I used my previous weeks to create it. So it just gave me an illusion of a resistance up there, which now we just broke, right? And after breaking it, obviously we did have that retest, just in price just playing, right? We did have that break, and we pushed so hard to the upside that price had to breathe, right? So when it comes to you being in profits, right, what you can do is pretty simple whenever you're in profits. So I'm just gonna use this horizontal line as an example, and it's just gonna represent our stop loss, right? And I'm gonna make it red. I'm thinking red, man. Is this red? I don't even see, bro. Is this red? Hey, should I go back to school? Cause feels like I don't know my colors. Bro, yeah, that's red, I think. Now that's orange. Okay. So this orange horizontal line is gonna represent our stop loss, right? So right now you just broke and now you are in profits. What do? Right? You drag your stop loss to break even, right? You break even, and this is what I mean. You break even, right? The moment you break, and the moment you break, I'm really sorry for that. The moment you break your resistance line, right? Now we in profit. We break, price keeps playing. The moment we are above our entry level, that's where we push our stop loss in profit. So we secure profits, not all the way through, but we secure half the profits, right? You secure the profits, you go on and do your thing. Price keeps going up. You do the same thing again, you secure more profits. In this case, you really risk free because you already hit your take profit. You just securing that, hey, if price just drops, my profits are protected. I'm just gonna get stopped out with no damage, right? So this just shows you like how to be safe, right? You just keep on until your take profits get hit, simple like that. It's nothing like to go like to be confused of, you just gotta put in the work and focus, right? So let me show another example, because this is not really hard, like trust me. So when it comes to also this job right here, I'd show y'all again, but let me use this. I mean, like, I just want to show y'all a lot of examples, for y'all to understand and for y'all to back test, because I know it's helpful to others. That's how it is. So for the second example, I also sometimes use my trend line breakout, and let me just show y'all how it is. And anyway, shout out to Mamba FX, that's how it is, man. So when it comes to this, and when it comes to trend lines, right, I really don't love using trend line, but everybody has their own way of trading. So for me, this is my trend line support breakout setup. And what do I mean by that? This is what I mean. I'm gonna show y'all, right? I'm gonna show y'all what I mean, bro. Just gonna use my week. I'm just gonna use my previous week right there, right? And now that's our support breakout. So in this case, right, let me move all these horizontal lines for y'all to see. So in this case, the setup we would have is a job to the downside again. And if you were gonna to pay close attention, you'd see that, hey, this week down here, it might as well have created some kind of resistance for us, right? And if you were to pull it, right, technical analysis is something else. It's something else. Like, trust me, focus on it. Trust me, it's something else for me, right? So now we see that, hey, that previous candle right there just created some resistance for us, and now we see that price started rejecting a couple times but didn't break to the upside. So that's a sign of price showing you that, hey, I'm not gonna go up. So we see price rejected not once but a couple times, right? So that shows you that, hey, price is really not gonna go to the upside. So the moment we see price just rejecting, price cannot break. So that's point number one, or that's our first confirmation, right? Because the moment we see price rejected, we had that subsequent candle. The moment we break our trend line, that's our first or second confirmation. The moment we break our support, right, that's the third confirmation. And the moment we break, that's when we take our trade, right? Because we just broke. That's our confirmation. We take the trade, and obviously we're gonna target until to the downside, right? But this is how it would look, because this is how you would take it. Obviously, you take a short position, right? It'd be like pretty simple, like pretty simple. No, it's nothing you really gotta be complicated or nothing to be confused with. This is not rocket science. You just gotta put in the work. So this is how your setup would look like, right? This is how your setup would look like. Mm-mm. You know, I just really hope like you're really putting in the work. You don't have to fake nothing. Stay humble, put in the work until you come up. That's how it is. So, this is how we would take that trade, right? This is how we would take that trade, you know? That's how we would take that trade. So, here's my arrow. So we see that the moment price jumped to the downside, right? Price didn't continue to think, but price did retest. And now we had that breakout and we have our confirmations. Take profit, got hit, right? That's how it is. Just simple. And I can still show you more examples. I just want to show y'all for y'all to know and see what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, this will be the last example I'm showing y'all, right? So again, also here, we would have like cut like few setups. What do I mean by this? And I've been talking about this in my previous videos, and if you haven't seen them, watch them first and then come back to this one, because expand your mind. So here we would also take it because, like, hey, look at this. The moment price broke to the upside, right, price eventually retested, and price eventually rejected, and we eventually had that retest, right? And price did continue. So if you didn't enter your buys right here, you would have entered right here, right? So that's how it is. And for me to show y'all, I'm really gonna show y'all how you would take that setup, right? Because like that's a retest, like that's how it is. Let's say retest. Where's my support? I'm gonna use my zone, right? This wick right there, just using my zone, just marking those lows, right? So I see now that price is really rejecting day, and that's how we would take this trade. And for me here, right, it's nothing hard, but it's seeing that price did break, and eventually we had that retest. So that's the reason why I keep on saying it's crucial to mark your highs and lows, right? Support resistances everywhere, trust me. So now we see that, hey, price just retested, and we really impulsed to the upside. So the moment we see that, hey, price pushed up for a long while, eventually it has to breathe, and that's what happened. Price pushed, we had that impulse. I mean, we had that retest. I'm sorry for that. We had that retest, right? So that would be your entry right there. The moment that price smelt subsequent candle, you enter, right? And this is how it would be. This is how your setup would be, right? Because we would use this week right here, or we'd use this one, right? We'd use that week. All right, keep it simple. And now you see that we have our setup already, right? Now you see that, hey, we really have our setup. Price started pushing. And one thing about gold that I've seen is if price starts pushing with those engulfing candles, it's gonna stay up or stay down for a minute. Trust me. It's gonna keep going. Price always tends to continue its trend. So we see that price impulse, we had that correction, and what's our third confirmation? That breakout, right? Seeing that breakout, matter of fact, it's our first confirmation that breakout, because taking the trade, obviously we've marked our support, we've marked our resistance lines, right? So eventually we did analyze, we have a setup. So we're waiting for what? We're just waiting for that breakout to the upside. Boom. The moment we break, you take your trade, you execute, right? So this is how it would look like. The moment price breaks, you execute. The moment price breaks, you execute, targeting those second highs. That's how it is, right? You execute targeting those second highs. So this is how your setup would look like. Yep. That's how your setup would look like, right? Because again, we had that first confirmation, which was our breakout. Matter of fact, our first confirmation was that rejection, because after that rejection, we had that subsequent bullish candle, and we had that break. So that's our second confirmation. Price really pushed. We had that retest. That's our third confirmation. Now you know that, hey, price is retesting, and boom, it continued. Take profit got hit. So it's just a matter of you being patient and knowing what you're doing, right? Back testing and putting in the work. That's how it is. It's not rocket science. Just focus and you're gonna get it done, right? So yeah, let's just keep growing and evolving. That's how it is. Nothing beats that.